Students, today we are looking at the volume and area of a cone. Volume and area of a cone. A cone of radius 12 cm has a slant height of 17 cm. Calculate the 1. Volume of the cone. Roman figure 2. Curved surface area of the cone. Roman figure 3. Total surface area of the cone. Now, first of all, we are requested to look for the volume of the cone. We are given the radius of the cone. So if this is the radius of the cone and the slant height is that bent height. So this is the slant height, which is 17 cm. We are expected to look for the volume of the cone. You know from the formula for volume of a cone, volume should be equal to 1/3 by r squared h. 1/3 by r squared h. Now that means we need to look for the height. This height is talking about the vertical height. The height that makes a 90 degree with this at the center of this cone. So with the center, so that means this height with the radius of this cone and this slant height are going to form a right angle triangle. You will now need Pythagoras rule to be able to solve so that you be able to get this h. Pythagoras rule says that the square of the hypotenuse should be equal to the addition of the squares of the other two sides. So 17 square, 17 is the hypotenuse, so 17 square should be equal to 8 square plus this 12 square. 17 square will give us 289 is equal to 8 square plus 12 square is 144. So this plus 144, we are going to bring it from this side to this other side. Plus will now turn to minus. So you having 289 minus 144 should be equal to 8 square. So your 8 square will now be equal to 289 minus 144 will give us 145. So to get h, you find the square root of 145, which will give us 12.04159458, which is approximately 12.04 centimeter. Now, so since we've been able to get the height, so and from the question we know the base radius of the cone, we can now find the volume of the cone. The volume of the cone is 1/3 by r squared h. So we have 1/3 times pi is 22/7 times r is what? 12. 12 r squared is 12 times 12 times the vertical height is now 12.04159458. So if you multiply everything in this numerator, you get 38,147.77163. Then divided by 3 times 7 is 21. So when you compute this, you get 1,816.5605554 centimeters square, which is approximately 1,817 centimeter cube. So the unit of volume is in cube. Then the second part of the question says the curved surface area of the cone. The curved surface area of the cone. For the curved surface area of the cone, so for a cone, the curved surface area is pi RL. Pi RL. So our pi is what? 22/7 times the radius. R is the radius of the cone. Then L is the slant height of the cone. So that means what? Pi is 22/7 times the radius of the cone is 12 times the slant height, which is L, will give us what? 17. So this is the slant height. So that's 17. So 22 times 12 times 17 will give us 4,488 divided by 7. So we are going to get 641.1428571 centimeters square. The unit of area is in cube unit square. So that means we are having 641 centimeter square to be the area of the cone. Then the total surface area of the cone. For us to look for the total surface area of the cone, So the formula for total surface area of a cone is pi RL plus pi R square. So we can also use this formula, pi R into bracket L plus R. Then pi is what? 22/7. R is 12, as we have been given in the question, the base radius of the cone. Then into bracket, then L is a slant height 17, then plus R is what? This 12. So when you compute this, you have 22/7 times 12. 17 plus 12 is what? 29. So here, when you multiply the numerator, you get 7,656/7. So when you divide it by 7, you have 1,093.71426 centimeters square, which is approximately 1,094 centimeters square. Now, let's consider the second example. A cone of radius 7 cm has a curved surface area of 286 centimeters square. Calculate the volume of the cone. A cone of radius 7 cm has a curved surface area of 286 centimeters square. Calculate the volume of the cone. Now, if this is the cone now, this is a cone. They said the radius of this cone is what? 7 centimeter. Now, and we are given the curved surface area. We don't know the slant height of the cone, this side. So, since we are given the formula for, the value of the curved surface area, from the curved surface area is what? Pi RL. From there, you can get the slant height, this side of the cone. So, which is the L. So, since we are given the curved surface area, we say 286 should be equal to pi is equal to 22/7 times the radius is 7. We are looking for the slant height. So, from there, you are having 286, 7 divided by 7. So, you are having 22 times L will give us 22L. To get L, divide both sides by 22. So, that means your slant height will give us 13 centimeter. So that's how we got this to be 13 centimeter. The reason we are going through this stress is that we are told to look for the volume of the cone. And in the volume of the cone, we need to know the radius and the vertical height. We are not given the vertical height in this question. Neither were we given the slant height. But before we can get the vertical height, so we are only given the radius. So, but from the formula for curved surface area, we've been able to use that to look for the vertical height. So you now use Pythagoras rule to be able to know the vertical height of this cone. So you use curved surface area to look for the slant height. So we now use the Pythagoras rule to be able to look for the vertical height. So that means if this is a right angle triangle, the radius is this one 7, the slant height is this 13. So from there you can get the vertical height of the cone. So Pythagoras rule says that the square of the hypotenuse, which is what? The hypotenuse here is what? 13, because it is facing the right angle triangle. So that means you're having 13 squares should be equal to the squares, addition of the squares of the other two sides. So that means 8 square plus 7 square. 13 square will give us 169 is equal to 8 square plus 7. 7 square is 49. If we bring this plus 49 to this side, it will turn to minus 49 is equal to 8 square. 169 minus 49 is what? 120 is equal to 8 square. So to get h, you now find the square root of 120. The square root of 120 gives us 10.9544515 centimeter. So which is approximately 10.95 centimeter. Now we've been able to get the vertical height, which is this h. So from the vertical height, we can now, since we've got the vertical height, we can now look for the volume of the cone. The volume of the cone will now be 1/3 pi r squared h. So 1/3 times pi is 22/7. The radius of the cone is now 7 centimeter. So 7 times 7 is r squared times this h is what? The vertical height, which is 10.9544515. So that's what I substituted here. So when you multiply the numerator, you are going to have so now we have 11,808.89834 over 3 times 7 is 21. So when you compute this, you get this. So now, for the work practice, number 1, a cone of diameter 21 cm has a slant height of 20 cm. Calculate the 1. Volume of the cone. 2. Curved surface area of the cone. 3. Total surface area of the cone. Number 2. The vertical height of a cone having a total surface area of 840 cm square is 10 cm. Calculate the volume of the cone. In case you want me to monitor your progress, make sure you send a message to me on my WhatsApp, which is 0068309191. Please make sure you like, share and comment on this video. Thank you.